So I went to a V&A to see Fragile Beauty. It's almost ending, so it's really worth seeing. I would definitely recommend.
As this is the last week to see it as it closes on Sunday, the 5th of January. I can't believe it's 2025 already almost. So this piece was quite a haunting one. It captured me because it was a beekeeper who was told to look at the camera, not smile, and they got stung a couple of times, and it was also printed on metal. We go into this other room which is really opulent, and with this Gucci and Cora red, which I adore, and these vibe with the lighting on the top, these chrome frames, these classic pieces, which you'd feel like being a vintage Tatler or Vogue. It was a beautiful room to walk into that represented fashion. Some of the pieces I've just put the artists' names before. This one, at a glance, I've seen this one before, but I've never really studied it in full scale. And at first I was like, this is a beautiful fashion pose. How did she do this with the elephants without being trampled? And then I noticed this, if you can see the chains. It really saddened me, and it's something that obviously represents that time when animals would have been popular in circuses and stuff, and I'm so glad we're not getting photography like that anymore. And it made me more enjoy this Helmut Newton's Bunny Girl on New York, because I thought, you know what, she's having a cigarette, she's partying, she's doing her own thing, and it gives a story to tell, but the story isn't no one being tortured. It looks fun, it looks frivolous, and that was a beautiful one. This one is Sir Elton John's hand. One of the owners of these pieces, the whole gallery show, apart from David Furnish as well, so it's both of their collection. And just thinking, Marion Testantino, did he tell Elton John that he was going to take the pictures just his hands? Was it because he saw nerves or something there? It was an interesting shot. The room is beautifully done, and I just love this with the makeup as well, and just the whole composition of the room as a whole. It is just a spectacle. This piece by Jürgen Teller, I really like. This was, I believe, shot for a Loewe campaign, and I am a big fan of Jürgen Teller's work, who's also shot for the likes of Victoria Beckham as well. Just seeing the colour contrast and the play with light. Normally you don't see me really taking pictures of myself in these videos or my shadows, etc., but I'm really enjoying the space here. Even the way the Ancora red goes to this kind of time green, and then the negative space where you can look back into the previous room, and you could have also foretold what was in the next room as well, where I got to see that pictures of the Beatles that we just quickly passed there. This was a picture that grabbed my attention. Jean-Michel Basquiat with Keith Haring, and I remember seeing a big poster one of this before, back in the days in Barbican Centre, when they had a Jean-Michel Basquiat exhibition, and it talked about this with Warhol, where they did an exhibition where it was them versing each other, and the promotion was of them being boxers. Recently, as you know, I'll put the link to the end, but I did one of Francis Bacon, and this shot just really captivated me. It gave me a kind of Lucian Freud feel as well, with the energy, and also the way it was blurred in the face. It really captured Bacon's style of painting done in his photography. So I thought it was a beautiful portrait of him, just like this exquisite piece that I was a new artist for me, or photographer for me to see. This one was by Peter Hujar of Divine, and I'm really looking forward because Divine has an exhibition coming up soon in the year ahead, so I'm really looking forward to go and actually see that, and that will definitely be on this channel later on. Peter Hujar is one of my favourite photographers ever since I've been about the age of 16, so it was really lovely to see this piece and some more coming up. I also liked this one with Miss Piggy, as yes, she is actually an inanimate object, but there's so much life that's been put into this object that it's kept the magic. Going onto each room has its own theme, and this is Desire. Now these drag pieces, as you can see, self-portraits, are actually of Andy Warhol. Yes, it took me a second time to actually look at those as well and go, that was very cool to see. You've got these ones of Fire Island in New York City, and it just shows this element of queerness and freedom before the whole AIDS pandemic. This, I thought, oh, is this sweat on the masculine body? And then all of a sudden you see the fragility with the tear going down, and it makes you look less as a sexualized object but more in a softness. And it was called Man Crying. You can see the head and then the torso's two parts. Talking about something more sexual as well, this one is actually sex portrayed, and what was really interesting in these pictures behind is where the photographer took a picture of everyone who entered their room or their apartment, and they placed them all up around the studio in their home, and that's in the background while this scene's going on. I found that really interesting. So you've got Peter Hujar in the bath there, another artist, and you also would have seen Keith Haring at a glimpse. This exhibition has so much to give. Even, for example, here where it's a couple, where it's a transvestite with his partner in an actual ball, and it just makes me think, did she pass? Did she not? What was the people's comments behind? It really sets a tone, and this is by Diane Arbus. There's a lot of beautiful American photography capturing America in a different way. I was listening to some Bob Dylan actually while walking around this. Actually, I know one should say I should listen to Elton John because it was there, but I really enjoyed that tone of music. This isn't my favourite Peter Hujar, and this is a woman actually on her deathbed, and she wanted to be captured by Peter, who was friends with. Her name was Candy Darling, and she wanted to be seen in one strong way, and she almost replayed all the death scenes that she would have seen in Hollywood icons and movies, and did that as a final piece. And talking about death, I'm not sure if you actually just read that, but maybe go back and have a pause. That was the photographer capturing their own family member's funeral, and putting that advert campaign on it as a statement about gun crime. Here I am just playing with the room, playing with the photography, and playing with my camera, and actually really enjoying it. It was a really beautiful but overwhelming experience because there was so much to take on, and I really did love this exhibit, and I wish I would have done this before, to let you know before. I'm sorry I didn't. And now we're about to leave, and this was the final credits, and the roll credits, and I'm just so happy, as you can see.
I had an idea that I was going to go and see the exhibit and then probably look around the V&A, but I'm actually overwhelmed, actually, to be honest. It was a great exhibition, lots to see, some fantastic subjects, a lot to take in and process, that I was actually just like, I'm ready to go back now and have a cup of tea, and I'll hit the museum another day, and I just want to actually enjoy this. And the bonus was I was doing the book on the promotion at the moment. I really wanted it, and it was for £10 instead of standard 40, so that was a bonus. So I didn't expect that, and yeah, this is it. I would still recommend, if you're going to see Fragile Beauty, go into this side entrance, not the main entrance. It's right by there, otherwise you have to walk around the museum. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching, and have a great day. Thanks as always.